The sun was low over the dusty scrapyard, casting long shadows on broken metal and rusted starship parts. Cole wiped grease off his face as the warning light on his comm device blinked. Another job, maybe, but this one had strange coordinates. Deep in the outer zone, near the dead sectors, where no normal work ever came from. He hesitated, then tapped the green light. "Mechanic Cole, this is Royal Signal Unit. You are summoned to Empress Krya's retired warship. Docking Bay 39X. Immediate arrival required." Payment tripled. Cole frowned. The Empress? She had been dead for months. Why would anyone want repairs on a ghost ship? He packed his old toolbox, tossed on his brown coat, and jumped into his small hoverbike. His fingers gripped the controls. Tighter than usual. Something about the message made his skin feel tight. Like danger was in the air. By nightfall, he reached the docking bay. The ship stood in silence, huge and dark. The royal symbols were still painted in silver along the side, though they were chipped and scratched. No guards, no movement, just cold silence. Cole stepped forward carefully. As he touched the control panel, the doors hissed open. Inside was just as dead dust floating in the air, flickering lights. But then, a light appeared down the hall. A glowing red eye on a round drone floated toward him, scanning him quickly. "Mechanic Cole, identity confirmed. Please proceed to the core chamber. Your inheritance awaits." He blinked. "My what?" No answer. The drone turned and flew ahead. Cole followed, heartbeat rising. Inside the core chamber, a strange box sat on a pedestal. It looked like a stasis pod but smaller. Silver, engraved, pulsing slowly with blue energy. An alien female with purple armor stood beside it. Her face was sharp, her gaze colder than ice. "You were chosen," she said. "I don't even know the Empress," Cole replied. "She did. Years ago, she saw something in your bloodline. She recorded her will. You are now the legal inheritor of Subject X99. Subject what?" The alien guard pressed a button. The pod began to glow brighter. A soft growl echoed from inside. "You may step back," she warned. Cole took a step back just as the pod opened with a hiss. Inside was a creature unlike anything he had seen. It was a snow-white alien leopard, nearly the size of a small lion, with glowing silver stripes and pale blue eyes. Her body shimmered as if made of light and shadow, her fur clean and royal. She looked peaceful until her eyes snapped open. The beast growled low, then leaped from the pod, landing between Cole and the guard. Her eyes locked onto him. "You," she said, her voice deep in his head, not out loud. Cole stumbled back. Did you just talk to me?" She stepped forward, her fur standing on end, claws out. "Why am I linked to a human?" The guard spoke quickly. "Your bond was completed as per the Empress command. He is your new keeper." The leopard turned to the guard, snarled, then back at Cole. "You're weak. You smell like oil. You're not a ruler." "I didn't ask for any of this," Cole shouted, holding up his hands. "I just came to fix a ship." She stared at him for a long moment, then sat down, tail curling. "I do not like this," she said in his mind. "But the bond is done." Cole was sweating. "What bond?" The guard handed him a metal card. "You now own the last royal war beast. She cannot leave your side without pain. She is yours until death." "Mine, like a pet?" "She is no pet," the guard warned. "She is a weapon." Cole looked at the glowing leopard. She was beautiful but dangerous. Royal, proud, and now somehow connected to him. The guard turned and walked away. "Leave the ship. You are no longer welcome here. And be careful. Others will come for her." "What others?" Cole called out, but the doors already closed. The beast watched him. "I do not need your protection." He sighed. "Great. And I didn't need a telepathic royal cat." He stepped outside, blinking against the bright morning light. The beast followed him silently. His life had been simple. Broken parts, grease, long nights of work, and no friends. Now he had a grumpy glowing alien leopard walking beside him, and no idea what was coming next. From the shadows above, something watched them. A small red light blinked in the sky. A signal had been activated. They were no longer alone. Cole didn't sleep that night. He sat in the corner of his garage, tools scattered, lights dim, while the strange albino alien leopard paced slowly across the metal floor. Her eyes glowed like frozen moons, and her tail flicked with quiet anger. She hadn't spoken a word, not out loud, not in his mind, since they left the Empress's ship. Outside, rain tapped against the old roof. Inside, silence crushed everything. Then she spoke. "You snore," she said without turning. Cole looked up. "What?" She stopped walking. "And your garage smells like rust and sadness." He blinked, confused. "Thanks." She turned and faced him fully. Her silver stripes shimmered in the low light, and her ears flattened. Why did she choose? "You?" she demanded. "I don't know," Cole said. "I was just fixing engines when that message came. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be bound to a weak man," she growled. Cole stood slowly. "I'm not weak. I'm just not a soldier or whatever you think I'm supposed to be." She took a step closer, claws clicking on the floor. "You think I am just a cat with fancy fur, but I was trained by warlords. I have burned cities. I can crush a skull with one swipe." Cole didn't move, then leave. She froze. Her body tensed. "You know I can't," she said in a low voice. "Because of the bond, my body shuts down if I'm too far." She made sure of that. "You trapped me without chains." "I didn't trap you," he said softly. "I don't even have a real bed." The beast looked at him with new eyes. "Not angry, just tired. I used to sleep on gold floors," she muttered. "Now I sleep on oily blankets beside a man who talks in his sleep." Cole scratched his head. "I do?" "You." "Say your mother's name," she said, voice flat. Silence again. The lights flickered. A power surge hit the building. Cole ran to the fuse box. "Sorry, the power system's old. I'll fix it." She sat beside his toolbox, watching him work. Her tail moved slowly, like it was thinking. Her ears twitched with each spark. "Why? Do you live alone?" she asked. He paused. "Because people don't trust humans who work in junkyards." "Are you dangerous?" "No." She stared. "Then maybe they are the dangerous ones." Before he could answer, a sound hit the roof. Thud. Then another thud. Thud. Cole turned. "What was that?" She stood up instantly. "Get behind me." "What?" "Why? I smell them." Suddenly, the wall behind Cole exploded. A silver rod shot through it, then spun, slicing pipes and wires. Smoke filled the room. A figure jumped through, armored, masked, holding a stun rifle. "Give us the beast." The attacker shouted. Before Cole could move, the leopard charged. She moved faster than any creature he'd seen. Her claws sliced through the air, knocking the weapon away. Her body smashed into the intruder, slamming him to the wall. Two more burst through the doorway. She turned and leaped, a blur of pale light and fury. One attacker flew back through the wall, groaning. The other raised a blaster. Cole grabbed a wrench and threw it. The blaster hit the floor. The leopard spun, growled, and knocked the last man unconscious. Smoke curled through the room. Cole coughed and dropped to his knees. She stood over him, breathing hard, eyes still glowing. Blood dripped from her claw. Her voice echoed in his mind. "I told you, I protect what's mine." He stared up at her. "You saved my life." "I saved my own life," she said coldly. "You just happened to be in the way." Sirens howled in the distance. Cole grabbed his small gear bag and ran toward the back exit. "Come on," he said. "They'll call the colony watch." She walked behind him, silent. Once outside, they crouched under a rusted canopy near the rail lines. Rain poured around them. He looked at her again, this deadly, glowing creature who could kill 10 men, but now sat beside him like a shadow. Why? Did you really protect me? He asked. She didn't answer at first. Then her voice came, soft and sharp. Because you were the only one who didn't try to use me. He looked away. Well, I still don't know what to do with you. You don't need to do anything. She said, just don't leave. He turned his head. Why not? Her eyes blinked once. Because if you leave, I die. For the first time, Cole felt something he hadn't felt in years. Responsibility. Not for a machine. Not for a job. For her. In the sky above, a silent drone hovered behind a cloud. It recorded every movement. It sent a signal to a hidden ship far beyond the colony. Target located. Bond active. Prepare retrieval. Trouble wasn't over. It was only beginning. Cole was starving. He hadn't eaten since the day before, and now he and the alien leopard were hiding in the back of a freight container parked behind an abandoned loading dock. The night was cold, the metal beneath them colder. Her glowing white fur was the only light in the dark space. I smell hunger, she said without looking at him. Yeah, Cole muttered. You don't eat, do you? She blinked slowly. I do not require food as often as you, but I can hunt. Not in a city, he sighed. And not when every camera is scanning for your face. My face is more beautiful than your cities deserve. He couldn't argue with that. She was graceful even when annoyed, terrifying even when quiet. But now she lay beside him, tail curled around her paws, glowing faintly like a moonlit ghost. Cole looked at his last few credits on the datapad. Barely enough for food. No fuel, no repairs, just survival. I'm going to the market, he said. Standing up, she stood as well. I'm coming. You can't, he said. Everyone's seen your image by now. She tilted her head. That I'll change. Before he could ask what she meant, her body shimmered, glowing lines rippling across her fur. In seconds, the beast was gone, and in her place stood a tall alien woman, silver eyes, white hair falling down her back, wearing a dark cloak she formed from her own nanoflesh. Cole's jaw dropped. You shapeshift? Only partially, she said. I am still faster than you, he sighed. Of course you are. They entered the back alleys of the city. Cole kept his head low. The streets buzzed with voices, neon signs, and the strong smell of grilled meat and boiling fuel. They reached a small open-air market. Sheep traders lined the edges. Cole walked toward a food stall while she stayed close but quiet. He picked up 2 ration packs and slid his ID chip across the counter. The merchant, a slim alien with narrow eyes, glanced at the chip, then back at Cole. No credits, the merchant snapped. It says I've got 12. The merchant grinned, showing sharp yellow teeth. Not anymore. Behind Cole, 2 larger thugs stepped closer. One held a shock stick. The other cracked his knuckles. Cole stepped back slowly. I just want food. You're the human from the outer yard, the merchant hissed. The one with the bounty on him. You're worth more than credits. The 2 thugs lunged, but they never reached him. A silver blur tore through the market, knocking both men down. The shape-shifted leopard stood in front of Cole, now no longer calm, no longer hiding. Her voice echoed across the street. He is mine. People screamed and ran. The merchant tried to back away, but she leapt over the table and landed on top of him, her claws inches from his throat. Try to touch him again, she growled, and you'll never speak another lie. The merchant trembled. Please, I didn't know he was protected. You knew, she said. You thought he was weak. She stood tall, her eyes glowing bright as starlight. The crowd stared in silence. No one moved. Cole grabbed the food packs and pulled her gently back. Let's go before more come. She followed. They walked in silence through the shadows, alley to alley, until they reached a quiet rooftop. There, under the stars, Cole finally sat down and ate. He handed her a packet, but she shook her head. "I do not eat human junk," she said. Cole laughed a little. "Then why follow me around?" She looked up at the stars. "Because you are mine now, whether I like it or not." Cole looked at her, studying her alien face in the moonlight. She looked both strong and tired. Dangerous but lonely. "I didn't ask for this," he said quietly. She nodded. "Neither did I, but the Empress chose. She saw something in you." "I'm just a mechanic." "Not anymore," she said. "Now you're hunted." Watched. Feared. Suddenly, a flash of light flickered in the sky. A drone. Then another. They had been found. "We have to move," she said sharply. Cole stood, heart pounding. "Where?" She pointed to the edge of the city. "There's a transport depot. Old cargo haulers. We steal one. You know how to fly?" She smiled for the first time. "Better than you know how to walk." Cole grabbed his tools and followed her. He wasn't sure how or why, but she had saved him. Again, she didn't say it. She didn't need to, but in that moment, Cole understood something. She wasn't just protecting him, she was starting to believe in him. And that was far more dangerous than any weapon she carried. Asterisk. The transport depot was almost empty when they arrived. Cole ducked behind an old generator, breathing hard. The cold wind carried the stench of oil and something burning far off. The alien leopard, still in her humanoid form, crouched beside him with silver eyes scanning everything. "There," she whispered, pointing to an old cargo hauler parked alone near the wall. "It has fuel, no trackers." "You can tell that." "Just by looking?" Cole asked. She didn't answer. Instead, she moved like a shadow, slipping between boxes and piles of crates. Cole followed carefully, his heart pounding in his ears. They reached the ship's ramp. She touched the control panel, and with a sharp spark, it opened. Once inside, she shifted back to her true form. Her long tail swayed slowly, and her fur shimmered in the low light. Cole moved to the pilot's seat and checked the controls. "This is old," he muttered, flipping switches. "But I think I can fly it." "You think?" she said flatly. He shot her a quick glare. "Better than walking." The engines hummed as they lifted off into the night sky, slipping through the clouds. Above the colony, Cole stared through the viewport, watching the city lights fade behind them. For a few minutes, there was only silence. Then her voice came again, soft and strange. "Do you dream, human?" He looked at her. "Sometimes." "Why?" "I had a dream just now," she said. "But it wasn't mine." "It was yours." Cole froze. "What do you mean?" She didn't blink. "I saw fire, a workshop in ruins. You were screaming, holding something, someone." His mouth went dry. "That was a memory." She stepped closer. "Your mind opened. While you flew, I didn't try to enter. It just reached out." "I don't like people in my head," he said, voice low. "I'm not people," she replied. She turned away, walking toward the rear of the ship. Cole followed, unsure why. When she stopped, she lowered her body to the floor and looked up at him. "I saw something else too, something strange. I saw the Empress. She was standing in a dark place, speaking to me. No, through me. But her mouth didn't move." Cole sat down slowly. "That doesn't make sense." She narrowed her eyes. She said, "The last code is in the human. Do not let him die." He stared at her, not breathing. "Code? What code?" "I don't know," she said. "But I felt it. Buried deep. Maybe in your blood, maybe in your memory." Cole shook his head. "This is too much. I'm just a junkyard mechanic. Not some secret heir or walking password." She growled softly. "You are more than you believe." He stood pacing now. "This is insane. First I get a message out of nowhere. Then a glowing leopard tries to kill me. Now you're telling me. I've got something the Empress left behind inside me. She trusted you, she said. And now I do too, a little. Cole stopped walking. Why a little? Because you still doubt yourself, she said. And I cannot follow someone who fears his own purpose. His hands tightened into fists. I fear nothing except dragging someone else into my mess. She stood, walked to him, and raised her head close to his. Then don't drag, she sighed. Lead. Before he could speak, the ship jerked. Warning lights blinked on the console. Cole ran back to the cockpit. What now? A red dot flashed on the radar. Tracker, she said behind him. They found us. Cole cursed under his breath. We need to land, now. Not here, she warned. They'll corner us in open air. I know a place. Cole muttered. Old smuggler tunnels beneath Black Rock Ridge. It's not on any map. She narrowed her eyes. How do you know about them? I used to run parts for people. Before things got quiet. He turned the ship hard, diving toward the distant mountains dot as they neared the ridge. A laser bolt shot past them, then another. Faster, she hissed. I'm trying. They skimmed the rock edges and slipped through a narrow crack in the stone. Behind them, two dark fighter ships circled but didn't follow. Once inside the tunnel, Cole landed the hauler in a wide metal chamber. Old cargo crates and forgotten equipment lay scattered around. They stepped out into the silence. She sniffed the air. No life. No signals. Cole sat down hard, breathing fast. She sat beside him. You flew well. He smiled weakly. You're not as mean when we're about to die. She didn't smile. I saw something else in your dream. A symbol, the same one the Empress wore on her ring. He looked up. My mother had that same ring. Then the message is real, she whispered. The last key is in you. Cole touched the old chain. Around his neck, pulling out a small carved disc. It was all he had left from his mother, the same symbol. A crescent with a flame inside. The truth was burning closer. A bounty poster flickered on the wall of every spaceport across the outer colony's dot. It showed a blurry photo, one human male with brown hair and tired eyes. And beside him, a pale glowing beast with silver stripes and sharp eyes that seemed to stare straight through the screen. The reward under their names was higher than most war criminals. Cole didn't know that yet. He was too busy trying to fix a cracked fuel line with half a tool set and one bandaged hand. The hidden tunnels beneath Black Rock Ridge were quiet but cold. Dust hung in the air like ghosts, and old ship parts lay broken and forgotten. The perfect place to hide, but not for long. She's getting closer, the beast said from across the chamber. Cole looked up. Who? The bounty hunter. She said, the one they call Red Glass. Cole wiped his hands on his coat. I thought she was a myth. She's real, the leopard said, and she never misses. Cole sighed. Great, we have no fuel, half a ship, and now a myth wants to kill us. You forgot the best part, she added. What? You have a key in your blood that the Empire wants. Right, he muttered. That little detail. He walked over to her. She was sitting still, her glowing eyes watching him like a statue of light and muscle. But something in her voice had changed since they escaped, less sharp, more calm, almost respectful. Why are you still here? He asked. You could run. I wouldn't stop you. She looked away. I told you. I can't leave the bond. But even if I could, I wouldn't. He stared. Why? Because I remember something now. Something the Empress said to me. She stood, walked toward the back wall, and tapped a hidden panel. It slid open with a hiss, revealing a hollow space with a dusty container inside. I've been here before, she said softly. Years ago. She brought me here. Told me one day I'd come back with someone unexpected. She opened the container. Inside was a small crystal orb, glowing faintly. As Cole stepped closer, it pulsed brighter. It responds to you. she said. He touched it. A flash of images hit his mind. A young woman, his mother, smiling. A shadowed man in robes handing her the very same necklace he wore now. Explosions, running, and a voice. His mother's voice. If they ever come for the leopard. Trust her. Cole stumbled back, breathing hard. What did you see? She asked. My mother, he said. She knew all of this. She was part of it. The beast stepped close, nose almost touching his chest. Then your blood is the final link, she said. And that makes you more than a mechanic. Before Cole could speak, alarms screamed through the tunnel. Someone's here, he whispered. She growled low. Not someone, her. A blast echoed down the metal corridor. They grabbed what little gear they had. Cole slung his tool bag over his shoulder. The leopard took the front, her claws clicking as she moved fast and silent. They ran through the darkness, deeper into the tunnels. Behind them, a figure walked slowly through the smoke. A tall woman in blood-red armor with a face like glass, cold and perfect. No emotion, red glass. She didn't speak. She simply raised her wrist, and a blue orb floated beside her, scanning for heat. It locked on them. Cole and the beast reached a sealed blast door. We're trapped, he said. No, she replied. Stand back. With one strike of her claw, she sliced open the control panel. Sparks flying. The door groaned, then opened enough for them to squeeze through, but not fast enough. Red glass's orb shot forward, blasting a pulse at Cole's leg. He fell, yelling. The leopard turned back, roared, and leapt through the opening. She slammed into the orb, smashing it to the floor. Red glass raised her weapon. The beast dragged Cole behind a crate. Can you move? Barely, he grunted. I'll distract her. You run. You won't survive. I'm not supposed to, she said. He grabbed her paw. You don't get to decide that alone. She stared at him. Then smiled for the first time without a trace of mockery. You really are a terrible mechanic, she whispered. And with a powerful leap, she launched over the crates, claws blazing. Cole limped to a side tunnel, dragging himself through pipes and broken mesh. He reached an old access lift and slammed the button. As the lift rose, he heard a final crash below. Then silence. He didn't know if she was alive, but in that moment, Cole made a promise. If she survived, he wouldn't run anymore. He would fight back. The lift groaned as it reached the surface. Cole collapsed in the dirt, breathing fast. His leg burned where the energy bolt had hit. Smoke rose behind him, and the distant sound of crashing metal echoed below. She was gone. He didn't know if the beast had survived. He wanted to believe she had. But hope felt like a cracked pipe ready to burst under pressure. The night sky above him was full of stars, but it gave him no comfort. The bounty on his head was real now. The images, the crystal orb, the strange visions of his mother, they all pointed to one truth. He was not just a mechanic. And someone had planned this long before he was born. Footsteps crunched the gravel. Cole pulled out his rusted plasma cutter, ready to fight. But instead of red glass, an old man stepped into view. Cloaked in brown fabric, beard white as ash, eyes sharp like twin knives. I saw the signal, the old man said. You carry her bond. Cole stared. Who are you? The man raised his hand slowly, showing an ancient symbol same as the one on Cole's necklace. I was once her guardian, he said. Before she died, before she passed the will to you. You mean the Empress? Cole asked, standing carefully. The man nodded. She knew her time was short. She saw the empire falling into rot, so she planted seeds. He pointed to Cole's chest. You were one. Cole limped closer. I don't understand. Why me? The old man's eyes softened. Because your mother was one of us. She hid the truth from you to keep you safe. But now the galaxy is waking. The beast you inherited was not a pet. She was the lock. And I'm the key, Cole whispered. The old man nodded. Exactly. Cole lowered his weapon. I think she's dead. She fought for me. Against someone called Red Glass. The old man didn't react. If she gave herself for you, then you must finish what she started. Come. He led Cole to a small hidden base behind the rocks. Inside, a warm chamber flickered with lights. Maps, crystals, and scrolls covered the walls. It smelled like old dust and fire. In the center of the room stood a tall device. A memory core, something Cole had only seen in ancient tech. This belonged to the Empress, the man said. It holds her last message, but it will only unlock with your voice. Cole stepped forward, heart pounding. He looked at the machine, then at his hands. What if I can't do it? He asked. You already have, the man said. Cole touched the panel. The crystal lit up. A soft hum filled the room. Then, a voice echoed through the chamber. My child, if you are hearing this, then I am gone, and the beast has brought you here. You may not know me, but I knew you. I watched you grow from afar. Through your mother's eyes. You carry the final piece of our plan, the last defense against the Empire's madness. Do not run. You must rise, with her. Cole blinked fast. His throat was tight. She believed in you, the old man said. So do I. But she's gone, Cole said quietly. A loud knock slammed against the chamber door. They both turned. The door creaked open, and there she stood. The beast. Bloody, limping, but alive. Her eyes were wild, her body torn, but her voice was steady. You left me behind, she growled. Cole rushed to her. You survived, barely, she said, panting. I broke her faceplate. Red Glass won't chase us tonight. You could have died. I was ready, she said. But something pulled me back. She looked into his eyes. You. Cole stepped back. This place has her last message. It says we're the final piece. She walked to the memory core, placing one claw on it. She gave me purpose. Now I give it to you. The old man watched them both with silent respect. You must reach the temple vault on Taraxis, he said. It's where the flame was first lit. Only there can you activate the full code inside you. Cole turned to the beast. You coming? She smirked. Always. As they prepared to leave, the stars above the mountain flickered. Not with light, but with movement. Ships, drones, more hunters. The Empire was closing in. But now, the human and the beast were no longer running. They were ready to fight. The skies over Taraxis were dark with warships. Red searchlights cut across the mountaintops, scanning every cave, every shadow. High above, the Empire's black cruiser hovered like a silent monster. Cole and the albino beast stood at the edge of the cliff, wind rushing through the rocks below. The temple vault stood behind them, tall, ancient, and glowing with golden light. This is it, Cole said, gripping the metal disc around his neck. The place the Empress meant. The beast's fur moved with the wind, her silver eyes locked on the ships above. They know we're here, she said. I know, Cole replied. But we're not hiding anymore. They turned and entered the vault. Inside, the floor was covered in star-shaped stones. A narrow path led to a platform with a glowing pedestal. Symbols lit up as they stepped closer, ancient runes from before. The Empire was born. This is where she first found me, the beast whispered. As a cub, lost, wild, broken. Cole looked at her. She made you family, she nodded. And now she's passed that bond to you. Cole stepped forward and placed the disc onto the pedestal. A wave of energy surged through the air, lifting dust from the floor and sending a low hum through the walls. Then a light rose from the pedestal. It split into two beams. One touched Cole's chest, the other touched the beast's heart. Eyes widened. We're linked, stronger than before. Cole gasped as images flooded his mind, memories of the Empress, her fight against the corrupted council, Her plan to break the control grid. The flame of resistance she had hidden in her beast, and now in him. He opened his eyes. I know what to do. But outside, the ground shook. Explosions rocked the cliffs. Red Glass had arrived. Dozens of black armored soldiers rushed toward the vault, weapons raised. Cole turned to the beast. We hold them here. She grinned, baring her teeth. Together. The door burst open. Red Glass walked in, faceplate repaired, gun in hand. You should have run, she said coldly. Cole stood in front of the pedestal. You're too late. The code's awake. Then I'll carve it out of you, she said, lifting her weapon. Before she could fire, the beast leapt. She struck like lightning, claws slicing metal. Red Glass blocked her with an energy shield, sparks flying. They clashed in the center of the chamber, crashing into pillars and statues. Cole grabbed a fallen blaster and shot at the soldiers swarming the door. He hit one, then another, dodging. Behind a column, the beast and Red Glass slammed into the wall. The assassin raised her knife, slicing deep across the beast's side. Cole shouted, ran forward and tackled her from behind. She spun, knocked him down, and aimed her gun at his chest. But before she could pull the trigger, the beast rose again, with one final roar. She drove her claws through Red Glass's armor, tearing the weapon from her hands and slamming her against the wall. The assassin slid to the floor. Motionless. Silence returned to the vault. Cole rushed to the beast. Blood dripped from her shoulder. You're hurt. I'm alive, she growled. We both are. Cole looked around. The soldiers had stopped. Without their leader, they backed away, confused. Then the pedestal flashed again, a new symbol rose from it, floating in the air. It was the flame, the ancient mark of the first free world. The vault responded, sending a signal across the stars. Every hidden rebel ship, every silenced outpost, every prisoner with a dream of freedom saw it light up the galaxy. Cole looked up at the beast. It's time to burn the old empire down, she nodded, and build something better. Outside, the last ships began to retreat. The signal had changed the tide. A mechanic and a beast had awakened a legacy bigger than war, bigger than fear. As they walked out of the temple, side by side, the wind carried a different sound this time, not sirens or blasts, but cheers. From distant peaks, from ships landing. In peace, from rebels stepping out of hiding. The flame had returned, and at its center stood a human once called poor, and a creature once called a weapon. Now they were something new. Partners,